Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to this new episode of Görgött. Today we're making my daughter's favorite Italian starter, something she always orders when we're in Piedmont, and it's a Vitello Tonnato. We're not making it the original way, we're making kind of the 1950s style way with mayonnaise. But before we have a look at all the ingredients, if you haven't done so yet, please click the subscribe button and check the little bell icon to get notifications when new episodes are online. Now let's have a look at what we have here on the board. We have our veal loin, it's about 1 kilo. We'll clean that up. We have the stock vegetables, some celery, some onion and a carrot. For our mayonnaise we have 4 egg yolks. We have our tuna, our anchovies, some capers, and of course olive oil. Now get a neutral, mild olive oil. Some olive oils can be quite bitter in the aftertaste, so try it first. It should be one that's not bitter, because otherwise the mayonnaise will be too harsh. But let's get the meat on first. So we'll just roughly chop up our vegetables. Last but not least, our onion. As our vegetables for the stock. Get the stock pot, put them all in. Now there's one thing I forgot to show you on the ingredients list, and that's the bay leaf. So put in a bay leaf. Get water. Now you want to get enough water so you can also cover the meat once the meat is cleaned. That should do the trick. I will put this on the stove, and at the same time we can clean up our meat while we wait for this to come to a boil. If you find this too complicated, just get your butcher to do it, but it's not really. You pull the fat off. And then you have to get the silver skin off. All you need to do is kind of edge up and work your way underneath the silver skin, and it comes off quite easily. So this is what you want in the end. A piece of meat free of silver skin. Now there's some meat here which is not too fatty. I'll put that into the stock as well to give it a bit of extra flavor, and we'll get rid of the rest here. Our water is boiling. Let's put in the scrap piece of meat first, and then we put in the vitello. And now as soon as we put it in, we turn it down to low heat. And the trick is to leave it on a low heat for about 10 minutes. And then turn it off completely and let it cool in the stock itself. Now obviously the 10 minutes depend a bit on the size of the meat. I would say in this case, yeah, it is probably quite close to 10 minutes, maybe 11, 12. If you have bigger pieces, it can go up to 15, 20 minutes. But don't let it cook after you put the meat in. Just keep it warm, and after these 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the size, turn it off completely and let the meat cool down in the stock. That was our alarm. Now we turn it off and we'll let it cool in the stock. And while we wait for our meat to cool, we can get going with the tonno sauce. We put all the tuna, it's about 200 grams, and the anchovies. Most of the capers, we want to keep a couple just to decorate. That's enough to leave. And then what I forgot to show you at the beginning, we need some lemon juice. Half a lemon to start with, and then we can see if we need more afterwards. Now we just mix all this. It's going to be quite a dry mix, so be careful not to spray it everywhere. This is what you want to end up with, kind of a very dry, pasty structure. So we have our paste. Now it's time to start the mayonnaise base. A little bit at a time does the trick. So this is the consistency you kind of want. Let's get the tuna paste in. And mix that all. I think this is the perfect consistency, but some people like it more compact. Down to your own taste. Now we need to taste to see if we need more lemon and maybe some more salt. No more salt, a little bit more lemon. Just a squeeze, not even half a lemon. Now when you do this, you have to remember anchovies are really salty, capers are really salty, so you're hardly ever going to need salt with this. Now we'll pop this in our fridge until the meat is cool enough to cut, which is probably going to be another hour. So our veal has cooled down in the stock. We can take it out. Now this stock, just reduce it a bit more and you'll have a perfect veal stock. I will just slice up. I think that should be enough for our plate. I would just place it. The meat stay really nice and juicy. Now for our tonno. Spread it out a bit. And we just put a couple of capers on there. And what's quite nice is the chives I have in the garden. They have flowers at the moment, so we'll just put some chive flowers on as well. Looks nice and it gives a bit of an extra taste to it. They basically taste exactly like chives, just a bit milder. So, our portion of Vitello Tonnato. The perfect starter for a warm summer's day. Spread it out a bit. Now there are very few kind of mayonnaise-based sauces that I will make with olive oil. This is for sure one of them. The other one would be an aioli. It just adds this nice olive taste to it. You should be careful with the meat so that you don't overcook it. You want it to stay really nice and moist. But if you do, like I said, 10 to 20 minutes depending on the size, and then let it cool in the stock, you'll be good to go. Really a perfect starter. The Italians know how to do it. Now, it was a relatively quick one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the thumbs up button and like the episode. Also, it would be great if you would leave me a comment. If you enjoyed the episode, what you enjoyed about it, what you would like to see in the future, any kind of feedback. I promise you, I always write back. And if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button. But that's it for this time. Next time, I'll show you what we can do with the stock that we got left over. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.